Hi, I'm Carly,
And I'm Michelle.
and we are your Northwest Arkansas Regional Mentoring Specialist. Welcome to Inspiration After the Bell, the podcast where we
Share stories
strategies.
and sparks of inspiration to help educators like you make a difference in the classroom every day. Whether you're a first-year teacher or a seasoned educator, we hope you get a dose of inspiration to carry with you after the bell and beyond.
Today, we're stepping behind the scenes into a role many educators rely on, but don't always fully understand: APSCN. We are really excited to have Chelsea, our APSCN user support coordinator.
Thank you for having me. I am so excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. So, Chelsea, can you tell us about yourself and how you came into the role of being the AppScan user support coordinator?
Yes, so I worked for a local school district for 12 years, supporting them in the role as district AppScan system administrator. In 2022, I joined the Arkansas Department of Education as the NWA area field analyst. They have recently changed our title to AppScan User Support Coordinator, but my role and support to the districts hasn't changed one bit.
So we know that you have such an important role with school districts, and it's mainly behind the scenes. But could you tell our listeners what your job is all about?
Yes, so I support area districts by training the various areas of eSchool, which is the student side of AppScan, and troubleshoot daily issues that may arise or things that require database changes. I also prepare and assist districts in the 9 state reporting cycles each year.
Wow. Chelsea, that sounds like it keeps you very busy, from student information to state reporting. And we're so glad to have you because you help keep schools operating. So when you think about a typical day or a week in your role, what would you say that typically looks like?
Yeah, so I host around 16 trainings each school year for anyone who wants to attend, and then I do one-on-one sessions with districts per their request. I assist districts and charters daily with anything that arises that they may have questions about. It may be anything on how to enter a course in the master schedule or how to run an attendance report. It's just various things each day. There are times where they get stumped on something and they may need my troubleshooting assistance as well. I also train, prep, and assist districts and charters with their yearly database rollovers.
Wow, you must have 20 tabs open at all times on your computer. Man, we got some cycle data and I'm like, whew, seeing stars from all the spreadsheets. So thinking about your role and the people that you work closely with, how does the support you provide directly impact classrooms?
Yeah, so I actually primarily work with the eSchool district system administrators. They are actually my main contact source. We have the motto to train the trainer. So we as support coordinators work directly with them, and then they relay the information to the teachers and other district eSchool users. So typically the system administrators receive the questions from the teachers or various people using eSchool in the district, and then they will reach out to me for guidance and support. That's not to say that I don't, every now and then have other people reach out to me in the district, but my main contact source is the eSchool district system administrators.
It's great that you can provide them with that experience and that coaching so that at school there is a district person to help them. What is something teachers might be using or benefiting from that they don't realize is powered by eSchool?
So the first thing that comes to mind is the Teacher Access Center for sure. That is 100% driven by eSchool. Also, the Home Access Center that is directly connected to TAC. So student schedules, grades, and attendance are pulled to HAC so that students and parents can view from anywhere at any time.
I had no idea. I look at the Home Access Center weekly, and as a parent of a middle schooler, well, let's just say the only way I know what's actually going on is to look at the Home Access Center, because if I relied on my kids' updates, I would think school was fine, homework was completed, and tests were aced. So how can teachers use AppScan reports or tools to make instructional decisions?
Yeah, so there are several report options within TAC, and we have documents also located out on the Arkansas Public School Computer Network, or better known as the AppSCN website. That will give you all kinds of information you need from operating TAC to running reports. There may be even options out there in TAC that you didn't know existed that you may want to explore. Now, sometimes that does require a database setup or change, and that's on the administrator's side. So, as always, they can reach out to me with any questions, and I will be happy to assist them with that. So, just never hesitate to reach out.
Chelsea, this has been so helpful, and I've learned so much about your role and how you support our districts. And I know our listeners will feel the same. Thank you for walking us through all the different ways teachers can use TAC and maybe even discover a few tools they didn't realize were there.
It is time for an After the Bell moment, a real classroom story from one of our listeners. You'll need some background for this one. I am physically disabled with a connective tissue disorder, which means that I often have to wear braces on my legs for stability. These braces can be very obvious at times. Last year, I had a student who wore braces on his legs. One day, he came up to me and said, "Oh, you wear braces like me." I said, "I sure do." He grinned from ear to ear and added, "And you're a teacher. That means I can be a teacher too." I about cried tears of joy when he said that. That is a beautiful, beautiful story. And it just goes to show that students are always watching us, and we really are models for them. So thank you so much for sharing that beautiful story today.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Inspiration After the Bell. We hope you're walking away with some fresh ideas, renewed energy, and a little extra inspiration to bring to your class tomorrow.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can find links and resources from today's episode in our show notes.
Thanks for all you do every day after the bell and beyond. We'll see you next time.